Hey folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for Vaughan and Richmond Hill for week ending May 26th. You're going to ask yourself, I'm asking myself, for Vaughan, for Richmond Hill, for York region, is this the calm after the storm? Okay, so as a full-time realtor, I work with buyers and sellers every day. And I asked, is this the calm before the storm? Not just from the data that I'm about to present to you, but also from my experience every day working with buyers and sellers. Working with buyers, I'm seeing more properties available for sale, which is a big difference from where it was just a little while ago, a few months ago. I'm seeing more properties being listed without an offer date, so more traditional pricing. Not a lot, but more traditional pricing where you see a price and you could negotiate down from there. Not negotiate a lot, but still pricing where there's no offer date is refreshing. It's refreshing for the buyers. It's refreshing for me as their realtor. As a seller, I'm seeing more sellers actually thinking about not an offer date, but at traditional pricing. And normally when I'm working with sellers, I give them two possible scenarios for pricing, two strategies. We price low with an offer date and go higher, or traditional and there's a little bit of room to come the other way. So let's look at the data, and I think you're going to think the same thing, is have things really calmed down that much. I've got Vaughan here. I'm going to be talking about Vaughan and Richmond Hill. I'm going to start with detached, and then I'm going to get into the condo market in both Vaughan and Richmond Hill. So here we have Vaughan, detached only for week ending May 26th. Average sold price. Now, we could sit here and say, wow, it's gone way up. And it has compared to the previous week. The average detached sold for $1,732,000. However, that previous week of 1,570, let's face it, it's just really, really low, a crazy number. And week to week, we're going to get big variations sometimes. But 1,732 kind of fits in line to the high end of the average of where it was before. We've got here 1,724, 1,754, 1,745, 1,734. So there's a lot of in the 1,730, 1,740. So 1,732 kind of is at the top end of the average of where it's been for a little while now. But have a look here, sales. We only sold 55 detached homes in all of Vaughan last week, and 55 is a low number. Those are like the end of January type numbers. And you got to wonder, like, why is only 55 being sold? And it's not just a Vaughan thing. We're seeing this everywhere across Toronto, Richmond Hill, which I'm going to show you now. For the Toronto stats, I have another video that's out there. Just check it out on my YouTube channel there. So sales are really, really low at 55. This compares average sold price to last year, and it doesn't really make sense to do that, just because last year this is the tail end of our first lockdown, and we really didn't know what to expect. But kind of after this time, prices start to go really crazy on us. So here's the 55 sales. Of those 55, 53% sold at list price or more. So here's where I kind of get into the calm. We used to be at 77%, 78%, high 60s. So for 53% being sold at list price or more, I mean, it's lower by 10 and 20%. It might not seem like a lot, but when you're out there working with buyers and sellers, or if you're a buyer and seller, you're gonna feel, even though if it's a little bit, you're gonna feel the difference being out in the market. A little bit more than half are buying at list price or more, so there's a little bit more calmness, a little bit more sanity to the market out there right now. So sales are down, listings are also down, and active listings at 357 is pretty similar to where it was before, but we only listed 107 detached properties, and 107, I've got a couple months of data up here. We should be listing more now, and I say should be just because typically that's what happens as we head into the spring and the warmer months. Listings start to go up, sales start to go up. It's not the case. What does that do for months of inventory? Well, because sales are so low, months of inventory is sitting at 1.5 months of inventory. And when we look back, we have, over here a couple of 1.4s, but before that, for March and part of April, we're sitting at either under 1 or just at about 1. But since kind of the end of April, we've been higher than 1 month of inventory, now sitting at 1.5. Now, usually, and I say this kind of with a grain of salt, usually as months of inventory goes up, average sold price should be coming down. It's not an exact science, so it could be over time, but the fact that for a few weeks now, months of inventory has been over 1, we're seeing that, we're feeling that in the market, and that's why only 53% sold at list price or more. Taking a look at Richmond Hill, well, average sold price did go up. It's at $1,681,000, and that's kind of the low end to where average sold price has been for Richmond Hill. But look at the sales here. 27 in all of Richmond Hill, only 27 detached properties were sold. 27, those are January numbers. We haven't seen that low in a while. Now, we did have a holiday Monday in there. I don't expect the holiday Monday to have affected sales that much. Maybe, maybe not. But it's really low at only 27 sales. Average price, again, compared to last year, it's difficult to do that. Or it's not that it's difficult, it just doesn't make sense because of where we were with the lockdown this time last year. But here we go, the 27 sales, 67% sold at list price or more. Listings are slightly lower at 85. Active listings has gone up a little bit to 386, and months of inventory is now up to 3.3 months. So anything under 4 months of inventory is a seller's market. Between 4 to 6 months is more of a balanced market. So we're sitting at 3.3. We're kind of really close to being in a balanced market for the Richmond Hill detached properties, and they've been, for the month of May, been creeping up 1.5 and 2.3, 2.4, now sitting at 3.3. The way months of inventory is calculated is I take the current week of sales, and in my mind I'm looking for active listings, and I'm thinking, okay, these are how many listings are actually available for sale. Based on what we've currently sold, how much stock do we have on the market? How quickly are we going to sell out of all our listings based on the amount of sales we're doing right now for this week? Well, it's going to take us 3.3 months. If this stays this high, we should see average sold price start to come down. It'll mean properties are on the market longer. It'll mean there's more choices out there. This is kind of how months of inventory work. Let's look at condos. I got Vaughan condos here. So average sold price went up a little bit. And if we kind of look at the overall, at $659,000 for the average condo sold in Richmond, in Vaughan, average sold price just slightly is going up every single week. But look at sales, we're down to 11. In all of Vaughan, only 11 condos were sold. Those are lower than January numbers. Compared to last year, I'm saying that kind of doesn't make sense to do that, but we're actually less than last year's average sold price. Of these 11, 46% sold at list price or more. It used to be up in the high 60s, 70s, so now less than half are selling at list price or more. You see a condo in Vaughan for sale, you can negotiate. You've got some choices, unless it's priced very aggressively. Listings, we listed 38, active listings at 114. Months of inventory is now sitting at 2.4 months of inventory. And for Richmond Hill, where condo prices have been more aggressively going up over the last few weeks, they've been coming down every week, where Last week, the average condo sold for $603,000 in Richmond Hill, but we're only selling 12. We sold 12 condos in all of Richmond Hill, lower than January numbers. Compared to last year, again, kind of doesn't make sense to do that. Of the 12, half sold at list price or more, and 29 listings came out on the market in Richmond Hill for condos. Months of inventory is now sitting at 1.3. Now the way here months of inventory is going up, average sold price is coming down. That's how it's supposed to work. Sometimes there's a delay of a week or two, but that's how it's supposed to work. Let me summarize Vaughan and Richmond Hill. So we've got our detached here. The arrows tell me, and these are the condos, the arrows tell me which way to the previous week have months of inventory gone. And months of inventory is increasing in these two home types, in Vaughan, in detached and in condos. But you could feel it if you're on the market. Like I said, if you're a buyer, you're a seller, you could feel it. Please don't, I love your comments, but you know, if you're commenting crash, and no, that's not at all what I'm saying. The market is more calm. It's like we've kind of taken a breather from being on a sprint for so many months. Well, we're now into a jog. Nothing's falling apart. The wheels have not come off the wagon, but it is calmer, it's more relaxed, it's more sane right now. If I can help with anything, have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. Have a great day.